Song for two, Apus Apus. Two birds discuss what it is to be birds, how heaviness would feel if it were possible, what light it is that blooms over them. Boomerang moons, their wings whisper to the dark. Now a nick, now a cut, now a curve. They carve through the night with white threads in their beaks. Little whittlers, sky calligraphers, air chasers who screech into the morning. Their lives are a complete act of faith that someone will hear and someone will answer. A note will open a note. What happens to your heart? It goes like this. You will be floating. Your skin will become thirst. Submerge your face. A metamorphosis starts. Blood retreats. Heartbeat slowing. Your mind an almost state. If you choose, dive. The transformation grows. You become water, mammalian. On land, the equivalent pressure kills. For the first few feet, your lungs are buoys. Afterward, contracting air shrinks you. Go deeper. You swim into a gravityless space. Here is where the ocean stops pushing you away. Further, the pressure trebles, the master switch kicks, your heart ticks even slower. Below, it plummets, 14 beats or lower. You should be unconscious. Your chest size halves. Organ walls work as release valves. Now turn back up. Everything switches, reinflates, races. You are land again, of and on. Your heart broke laws. The light in the winter forest. The light in the winter forest is low as an animal. It breaks around the trees like a prism, white, pearly, almost smoke. The long firs seem to stand in it. It all has the feeling of a 3 a.m. nightclub when too much has been taken or drunk or both, and everyone stops, their backs toward you facing the booth, the strobe scanning them, waiting for the fall, that tribal, terrible surrender of a body dancing to earth. Movement so slow, it looks like ticking. In Bavaria, a friend calls it Brecht, that fractal fan of light that strikes the woods into the water. I think of the sparse prosody and the leaping runway, the leaping, disappearing runway, and all the hours ahead. Watching the nest box. To hold a dying bird in your hand is like holding an argument. Hot flat fly thudding, hot scuffle of feathers, all angles and escape, a body flooded, bolting. Its feathers peek between your fingers, black reptilian tongues. A breath, a breath, a breath, put it in your mouth like a naughty dog. Hot flat fly thudding, hot scuffle of feathers. I watch them opening. Newborn swifts look more like they're dying, mid-treatment, halflings, gonad skin, pathetic feather fluffs, scratchy old horrors, hot flat fly thudding, hot scuffle of feathers. Then, when the nestlings' needles come in, it's a kind of trauma watching them. But when they fledge, they move more like fish, lifting as if falling doesn't exist. So when the first has its second birth, swims itself out from the nest, swings like shot. Oh, it's love. It's love. Sea cucumbers. I go to the sea when I'm lousy with sleep, startled, half dreaming, beneath, 1 part waking to 3 parts deep. Tonight I walk down to the harbour, past the cat calls, the men, the neon takeaways, great thighs of kebab meat pivot in lit windows. I push my body down into the water to hide under the cuff of the waves, lay, arms folded, watching fish turn their silver. I am their inmate, drifting over them as we roll. We blow and are a kiss blown back. Through a blur of spit in my goggles, I study leopard-spotted sea cucumbers. Fat, thick, huge as porno cocks in the greasy water. I see one pour itself into a rock, unchaining its skin, liquefying. When I surface, the men spill over the harbour wall. I recall a film I saw accidentally when I was 8, where a woman gets gang raped on a pinball machine. The harbour men flick their cigarettes, staring, starting down the steps. Disco lights pucker, slip. Everything is inconsistent.